Hello everyone, my name is Khaled and today I'll be talking about the aviation unit maintenance, production control maintenance. Later on I will give a brief about the ethical evaluation and critique of the maintenance procedure in the PC meeting. To give you a little bit of background about the meeting, um, the purpose of this daily PC meeting is to share information between the company commander, the shop representatives, and the PC OIC, and lay out any common tasks that needs to be done by the soldiers. Each platoon sends out a representative to participate in that meeting, and most of the time they're the same people, but not always. The meeting consists of the company commander, the first sergeant, the PC NCOIC, the PC OIC, and the representative from each shop in the company. And those shops are the armament shop, the maintenance shop, the airframe and power plant shop, POL shop, and the logistics shop, which we call them the supply shop. Also, there is a contractor that helps the company with the maintenance. And they usually send in their representative to brief about their procedures. Typically, the meeting usually lasts between 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how much information needs to be laid out and whether there are follow-up questions or the commander needs to push out more information to their soldiers. Um, this meeting is most of the time is short, but it depends on the company commander. Our previous company commanders like to get um, details like about what's going on in maintenance, but the current company commander likes to keep it short and brief in order to be efficient and give soldiers enough time to conduct maintenance after that. Um, a little bit of the physical environment layout. So as I said, the production control meeting is held in the PC office, and inside that PC office there is a big U-shaped wooden table, and that is the conference table. Usually, that the ones is the one that we held the meeting in. Table is surrounded by armrest chairs and some other cheap plastic chairs. In front of each chair, there is a nameplate that that holds the name of the shop, the respective shop of that's participating in the meeting. To include to show that this area is seated by the specific shop, and the only one that does not have a nameplate or a place to stay is usually the contractor's representative, and often he gets to sit down whenever or wherever he wants to. Um, right in the middle of the U-shaped table, there is a projector. Oh, sorry, there is sits the PC NCOIC, and he's the person that heads the meeting. And right in front of him, there is a laptop that is connected to a projector that sits on a metal table. The projector is facing the opening side of the U-shaped table and projecting into a projector screen that is hanging on the wall. And right next to that projector screen, there is a fridge with a bunch of sodas, energy drinks, and water. If you take a step to the side, you would find a cabinet full of snacks and cleaning supplies. The painting of the room is poorly made, and the choice of the coloring as well. So the room does not have any windows in it. Its color was or is dark blue-ish, so it does not really reflect the lighting of the room perfectly. Um, On the very far side of the conference room, there is a copying machine that is publicly shared by everyone, and it has a little post-it note that says "Do not use" while the meeting is being conducted. The meeting usually starts with the PCNCYC greeting everyone with good morning and taking accountability of the numbers of each shop's soldiers. Each shop would reply with good morning and say how many soldiers they have assigned and how many is present to conduct maintenance. After that, the PCNCYC would start with giving a brief refresher of what happened, of what has been discussed the day before. And after that, he selects a certain aircraft, and the shop that is in charge of that aircraft would start talking about what happened or what kind of maintenance they conducted or what they didn't conduct on that um, aircraft. Usually, when they do not conduct any maintenance, they blame it on the other shop, saying that they are holding the aircraft for too long, or that we are waiting on them to do this or do that. Or one of the other common reasons that they give is that we are waiting on a certain part that's been ordered from supply that did not come yet. After that, the PCNSIC goes into the next aircraft, and that's the one that the Apache helicopter. That's the one our Romeo guys are in charge of. After those guys giving their briefing, they hand it to us, the Yankees. We run the armament shop, and we talk about what we did and what we need to do in the future for that aircraft, and whether we need something or anyone's help to make that maintenance procedure easier. Um, One thing I noticed in that meeting is that people are ruthless and they would not hesitate to throw you under the bus. If your shop is holding back the maintenance or the work, they would literally throw you out of the bus, throw you in front of the bus right away, and they would not hesitate to call you out basically. Um, the main reason of this whole meeting is to make sure that most of our aircrafts, or all of them, are fully mission capable and they're ready for any upcoming deployment. Um, at the end of the meeting, usually the PCN, so I see, would say that is all that we have to discuss, and he would get up, and everyone gets up and salutes the company commander and says the company's motto, which is bandits. A little bit of interpretation about this meeting is the main idea of this meeting is to share information between people and let others know if any upcoming task is happening. And nonetheless, people have been accustomed to keep the information for themselves, and they're not used to sharing useful information with others. That is very disappointing and can hold the maintenance back. Other thing that I noticed is that senior leaders usually keep the information for themselves, and that is kind of understandable. For example, if there is an upcoming deployment, they would not tell junior leaders or junior enlisted soldiers about the details of that deployment, since that compromises operation security. As for the type of leadership that is demonstrated in that meeting, is it feels more of a dictatorship rather than democracy. Um, so, for example, at the meeting as a leader, you can say your opinion, but that does not mean it will matter. What the person who outruns you thinks, that's what it goes, or says that's what goes. Even if it was just literally the same thing that you said, but he said it in a different word, different words, still. I remember Woodruff mentioned something about the tyranny and yeah, something about tyranny and tyrants. He said a monarch who places himself above the law and tries to maintain power by frightening his citizen. As I believe that's how he defined tyrants, and that feels closely related to what's happening in our company here. Also, my favorite quote from Rand is the virtue in the virtue of selfishness is that the attack on selfishness is an attack of man's on a man's self-esteem. To surrender one means to surrender the other. Um, that kind of gives you or give us a summary of what kind of ethics is being portrayed in that meeting and whether it helps a company to move forward or not. Thank you all for watching.